Oh yeah, Freaky Friday. I'm getting freaky. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. It's Corked Stats. Fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere with you fucking boy, yo. With your boy, Big Johnny Stud, coming to you worldwide. Brooklyn, New York, as always, coming out that damn chair as always. Holler if you hear me, yo. Get him when we're finna around here. Follow me up on Twitter at John the Gazer Flow, sharper than a damn razor, baby. Oh man, losing my mind. I was up with the Sauce Crew last night. Shout out Kyle. Shout out Toasty TV and the fucking Spoon Man. All right, I haven't slept. Losing my mind. 15 games. What could go wrong? Just a couple days until the break. Yo, shout out everybody for, coming along this fucking wild ride. We have missed exactly 0, 0, 0 days. Let's get it, baby.
What is your profession?
Hoorah! Kicking the book right in that fucking pit of hell, baby. All right, check out the Substack if you find it in your heart. Don't be a cheap bitch. Support good people doing good work. Blah, 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 blah. I will not bury the lead. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. And not like I'm sick and tired being sick and tired, yeah. I'm just like I'm fucking tired from not sleeping and I'm tired. Like I see the finish line every single day. We're almost there. We've got plans. We're going to head down the coast to VA, a little beachfront vacation with the familia. And I am like, just don't want to get my ass kicked one last day. We're going to do the show today, tomorrow. I guess I could put up the model Sunday. I was almost thinking about not doing it to just discourage people. I'll be gone, but I could drop it Saturday night and you get what you get and you don't get upset. But I'd be very careful on the last day. But tonight, you can bet. I just don't really love the slate. Let's see what you think. Best part of waking up. Pitching sheets up in the mug. Quick shout out to the comments section. Loving the DJs up in there. B Rose and Sam, J Bird, good to see you. Jeff L doesn't work for me, brother. No block, the nose knows. Good to see everybody. Sam, a buen dia. All right, let's fucking do the thing that we do, yo. Me and you, Corked Stats crew. I got the timer. I want to not take all day. First up, Aaron Nola on the bump for the Fighting Phils, plus 104 dog down in Detroit Rock City to face Captain Jack Sparrow. Captain Jack Flaherty and the fucking Tigres. Man, I think the story has got to be, how good Flaherty has been lately. If you're watching this guy, he looks healthy. He looks sharp. He's getting tons of strikeouts, man, right? Last 30 for Flaherty's got to be really awesome. Plus, he's been significantly better at home. Ignore the ERA. That might have been a trap, a rake that we stepped on. 4.91 ERA, not good, but a 119 whip, 23 KBP is what we're talking about. And then again, the last 30 stuff is through the roof. Flaherty's been fucking unhittable. And again, when the KBB is rolling for Flaherty, right, those free passes are turning into strikeouts, it's pretty much wheels up for the old man. And then you got Aaron Nola on the other side. He's not having a good season. He can go out and give you something, a little something every day. Or any day, I should say. I wouldn't bank on it every day. The power stuff is terrible because he misses with that fucking knuckle curve. He's already given up 19 home runs. Where are we putting the offenses here? The Tigers have hit righties. So, we got a sporting chance here. Phillies are talented, that's for sure. But they haven't done much. We had them yesterday. They disappointed us with the run line. Again, ROI and the bet's still up 5% after giving away our edge all day through the model. And, on the show, I'm pretty proud of that stuff. I still think I like Detroit with the pitching. I think the offenses are maybe close. I always like Detroit at home. Oh, let's check the home stuff. See if that bears out. It does. Detroit's much better at home than they are on the road. And although I'd probably like the Phillies bullpen, give them the edge. Who's the better team overall? Right now, the Tigers have been pitching very well since they got Kenley Jansen back. So I think I'm going to stick with my show pick. Again, those are up with last night's prices. I'm not really 100% sure of the movements. So we can get Tigers at minus 130. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Next up, Brandon Brussels Sproat on the bump for the Cheesemakers. 108 underdog down in Steel City to face my boy, Braxton Ashcraft, and the Buccos. Lots of Pirates today. Obviously, I'm I was going to say I'm losing my mind. I've fucking firmly lost my mind. Ashcraft, very easy to go over. He's been incredible. Prince that was promised type shit. Wish I had him over Jared Jones last year. Shout out my guy, Thunder Dan. He did just that. He's a Pittsburgh guy. Should have fucking listened to him, man. Bubba still may get there. The walks have been problematic. We'll see. But Ashcraft has definitely been the truth. Command control, swing and miss, ground balls, plus home run suppression. Ashcraft legit good. Sproat with arm talent. We were looking for that step forward, right, coming over from the Mets, like a high pedigree type prospect. Plus, we know the Brewers know what the fuck they're doing with pitching, right? Look at Kyle Harrison. Look at Drohan. Look at just everybody. Everybody in the bullpen. The Brewers are very good with the pitching R&D. So when they brought in Sproat, I was excited. He came out of the box. It wasn't very good. However, last 30 days, you got to go wheels up for the dude right now. Brussels Sproat doing the fucking damn thing. 2.88 ERA, sub 1 whip. Sub 3 expected ERA, right around 3 Sierra, 23 KBB last 30. Runs should absolutely be at a premium this one. I think you give Pittsburgh the edge on offense. I think they are the better crew, but the disciplinary stuff has been bad. Sproat may take advantage. Both been putting the ball on the ground too much. Again, I got run at a premium. I've got 2 decent bullpens. Brewers have been a little bit shaky, but they're getting the job done. 2.67 ERA, last 57 and a third. That'll play, but you see the Sierra, you see the fly balls. They haven't turned into homers. Again, they're very good with all the stuff there. So I was surprised that this one was at 8 to go under an 8 minus U5. Maybe you can find a decent price minus 8.5. But fact is, I'm definitely on an under in this one. Next up, Ryan Nice Weathers. I don't know. On the bump for the Yankees, bad guys on the road as very heavy favorites. It's going to be hot in the nation's capital against the Nacionals. I've got Zach Littell. He will be doing the bulk work. I think you're going to get Palmquist out of the box, which again makes sense. Yankees very likely going to have, at least 3 lefties in the first 4. So you feed him Palmquist, try and get out of the first, and then roll with Littell, who's also a gas can. I like Ryan Weathers. Listen, he's a very good pitcher. However, right? Hold up. Wait a minute. There are definitely flaws in the game. This guy just doesn't get ahead and stop inducing chases. That's going to be a problem without the good stuff plus in the 4-seamer. I'm not going to do that again. We went over that in detail yesterday. Listen to the show every day. You just might fucking learn something. Again, there's a lot to like in the profile. Low left on base, high homer fly, decent ground ball rate, but the misses have gotten smoked and gone for home runs. Do you want to be feeding lefties to the Nats? I don't, especially at minus 165. Other side, Zach Littell, kind of a gas can, even if they get out of the way with Palmquist. I think the Yankees should yoke him. I know it's not really popular to be backing the Yankees offense right now. They've been shit on a shingle. 197 batting average versus righties, last 300 PAs, 241 OBP, and like a 24 KBB. What the fuck am I doing? But the spreadsheet is starting to shake. Again, they do have some sticks in that lineup. Lots of pulled, hard hit balls. We love the line drive rate. Again, and I think the talent is just a little bit too good to get away from. Yankees pen has been a carrying tool. Nats pen has been disgraceful, one of the worst in the season. I guess they've cleaned it up a little bit as of late. Are you buying it? I know I'm not. So I'm probably leaning towards scoring, but the totals are already at 5.5 and 10. So I think I'm just going to leave this one on its own. Next up, Luinder Avila on the bump for the Royals, 130 dog down in B-More to face Brandon Forever Young and the Orioles, minus 155. Shit, man. I do like the Orioles in the spot. I don't like Avila. I do like Young, but that's a little bit pricey. Let's take a look. Let's go to the videotape. Luinder Avila, 594 ERA, 162 whip through 33 and a third. The sample is small, but it is fucking gross. 42 ball, 15% walk, just not viable at the MLB level when you don't induce chases, and you're kind of pitching to contact the way that he has. 90% zone contact on both ways, but at least Young is more of like the weak ground ball guy. I think the overall command and control is a little bit better. I think the elevation band is a little better. I think the stuff is quite a bit better. I'd like to see him throttle the 4-seam use. This is Brandon Young, but again, sometimes you get what you get and you don't get upset. I like Young against lefties. I like that profile. Avila has really struggled, man. Just in general, you don't get a lot of depth. I guess he's been good on the road, and I have to give flowers where it's due. I don't want to ever misframe, but the last 30 has been really gross, and I just think the clear pitching edge is with Baltimore and Young, kind of making those improvements again his last 30, also clean. I don't think he's ever going to be a big strikeout guy. When he's hammering the zone, we've even seen some depth. Off to the offense as we go. I mean, I don't know, man. The Royals are so injured. They're supposed to get Vinny P back today. I like to give a little bit of time for these guys to get back. Sometimes, like, Grisham for the Yankees was out. He had a home run in his first at bat. Shit definitely happens. The same way we fade debuts with pitchers, I usually do the same with hitters. I think hitters can reassume much quicker. But again, the first day, maybe like a little I've been very much into the Baltimore offense, and they're starting to let us down. However, again, the spreadsheet's starting to shake. Really good command and control. The reason I like them today, they don't chase, no swing and miss, and all the walks they're taking. What we mentioned about Avila is the lack of command and control. I think if you're going to give this team free passes at home, you're going to be in trouble. And then the Royals bullpen is just so bad. 6.54 ERA through the last 53 and 2/3, excuse me. They have a less than 1% KBB as a bullpen in that time frame. You just can't do that. Like, yeah, you can't fucking do that. You can't fucking do that, man. You can't do that, man. This is a perfect residence, man. So I've got Baltimore for the cover. I'm not paying 155. Maybe they find their way into a blend bet. I could see that one too. You're getting plus 125 on the cover. So yeah, give me Baltimore running away, but I think I'm holding my nose just a little bit when I do it. Next up, my boy, most honorable, Shota Imanaga on the bump for the Baby Bears. They're on the road in Cincinnati to face Hunter Green and the Redlegs. Minus 105 for Hunter Green. Man, this one is another really tough one. I mentioned at the outset, I don't love the slate here. Imanaga, can be really good. He has a 110 whip through 103 innings. Last I checked, that was really good. The ERA is high and the indicators are low. We're generally not buying that. However, right, bought. The big, wet, shaking ass. Guy's got the garden hose with the dish soap, and there's a fucking 6'4" in the back, like really big asses, like really big, wet asses everywhere as far as the eye can see. Usually where I'd be the first to say, when all the indicators are in the same spot, especially with my custom indicator around 3.5, we're buying it. However, Shota Imanaga's stylistics are always going to lead to this. We love the command, we love the control. However, right, all the fly balls, all the pulls, all the barrels, 45 fly ball, 46 pull, almost 11 barrel is the reason for the season, and the 21 shamalama ding dongs. Like, this guy is so sensitive to both weather and environment. I had mentioned the home road splits. Our guy Toast kind of called it out. That is manifested a little bit in the home road. He made a much sharper comment that it is also environment. So, Cincinnati always plays up. It's also a home run park. And I worry. I think he's going to be good. I want him to be good. The Reds' numbers versus lefties are also very solid. But it's been a lot of relievers and kind of weak starters. We covered that on the show last night in detail. And then you have Green, again, all the question marks. Green's like one of, if not the best fucking pitcher on earth on a per inning basis, legit. Yes, he has a 21 ERA. What's the big deal? It's only 3 innings. Do you think he's going to kind of reassume the throne? I just don't know. Again, all the mixed signals. I'll show you the Reds last 30 versus lefties. It's extremely strong. Lots of production, but it's come on a very high BABIP, but they are taking walks. Sometimes, Imanaga struggles with that sometimes. Maybe it's like when the four seam is not rocking and rolling. I don't know. Cubs have really done their damage versus lefties. You can see versus righties, it's okay, good discipline, though passive. That's not really the approach for a guy like Green, and that's also assuming that he's sharp. Cubs bullpen has been ass, and I'm not mistaken. They have the emoji. Cubs do have the emoji. Remember, if you sign up, don't be a cheap bitch. Support good people doing good work. I like to think it's the most information about the slate all at once. And again, we do the same fucking thing for football. No one is saving you this kind of time. When you see the board, those orange boxes is 3.5 total. When you see the emoji, you have to click on the tab with the same emoji. Cubs, Webb 2 of 3, Thornton 2 of 3, Thielbar back-to-back, Rolson 2 of 3, Ferguson 2 of 3. For a bullpen we don't like in the first place, we certainly won't like them when they're taxed. I think Cincinnati gets the win because I think they outlast them. Their bullpen is no fucking picnic either. I was trying to lean towards an under. The F5 wasn't out, so you could see my show pick was under 9.5. I'm not sure if that's where we are. Yeah, we are. We're at 9.5. I'd probably Rather go under 5.5 if that is what the line is. Wow, go fucking figure. And this is unusual, but it's a testament to the bullpen work. This game is full game 9.5. It's first 5, 4.5. Highly unusual. So if I had to take a pick, I'm under the 9.5, just hoping, Shota gets it done and Green gets it done. But again, every single one of these picks is like I'm holding my nose to fucking do it. Next up, Luis Castillo. He's on the bump for the Mariners. What are you going to get? I don't know. Even money on the road down in Florida to face my boy Nicky Martinez and the flat fucking fish. Minus 121 for the Rays. Yeah, that number is pretty much hung. Let's call it flat. What are you going to get? I don't know. I could pitch a case either way. Castillo's had a really rough season. They threatened to replace him with fucking openers. That lit the fire under the anus, and he's been pretty damn good lately. Still too many bad fastballs forced into the zone. However, when Castillo was rocking the really good command and control and being able to go in the back pocket for the chases, he's going to have a little bit of fucking upside on a per-star basis. The elevation is rough with all the four-seamers. The barrels are rough with all the four-seamers. So there's a very easy bear case to make as I kind of scroll across. Here you can see the splits are all meh. He's been better on the road at home, which is weird because it's not a great place to pitch, but he's been pretty good. Last 30 on the surface, 255, 113 ERA whip combo, 355 expected. But the Sierra 4.7, the KBB under 11, that ain't great. Nicky Martinez in the middle of like a reclamation fucking season, but I don't know if I'm even buying it. Where are the Ks? Where's the swing and miss? 92 zone contact, 24 line drive, 42 hard hit, 44 pull. I'm feeling like that 7% homer fly ball rate is doing a lot of heavy lifting, He's been good at home. He's been good on the road. Another guy producing last 30, but I'm not buying the underpinning stuff. I feel like I made a good argument for everything. I feel like there's a case for Seattle at the plus money, Rays at this as a slight favorite, an under or an over. Rays definitely have the better offense. That I'll sink my teeth into. Mariners offense versus righties, sickeningly bad. Sub 300 slug through 361 plate appearances. It's not even like viable at the major league level. Where the Rays have done some hitting against righties last 2 weeks. I can't help but wonder how much of that heavy lifting is being done by Junior Caminero. Squirrel in a little bit more on the last 7. Rays have been gross. Neither team batting over 212 last week. Neither team on base more than 29% of the time, or an OPS over 645. They both strike out too much. Sub 5 barrels. Sub 286 wobas. Again, I want to be on the under. This one opened 7.5. I was like, ooh, I think we want the over. Now the over moved to 8, and I'm just sitting on the fence with the fucking pointy part up my ass, apparently. Next up, Parker Messick, my guy on the bump for the Guards. He's right around even money on the road against the fucking wagon that is the Miami Marlins. Sandy Alcantara on the bump for the Fish. Oh, man, anytime I'm getting Messick around even money, my antenna is up. Love. Parker Messick, 280 ERA, 108 whip, all the indicators in love. Really strong disciplinary stuff. I'd like to see more of the cold stuff over, but I don't really want to complain because he does everything. 43 ground ball, 33 hard hit, sub 1 homer 9. Messick is a fucking beast. He's also been fantastic on the road, fantastic last 30. I think it's wheels up for Parker Messick. We like the Marlins offense, but they haven't really hit lefties. Again, Stowers kind of turns into a pumpkin against lefties, and I think that's the best way to neutralize the Marlins. But if you want the Guards to win, you're going to need them to score, and waiting for the Guardians to score is like passing a fucking kidney stone. It is the stone cold worst. Hate it. Ugh. Do they do it? Maybe. I mean, Alcantara's been good. He's definitely improving, but he's really pitching to contact, not getting strikeouts, and I guess that's the best way to get us there. So once again, I'm like leaning for an under. The F5-4 feels a little bit low because it's 4 and 7.5. I'm tending to lean into Messick. I see him at minus 101 on the F5. Maybe that's the play that we like. I also had under 7.5 at even money. That was the full game play. However, man, we fucking rocked and ripped those totals last night. I'll try and go over them all at once, but just a quick stop, lesson, and a break. And it's a testament to the early bird getting the worm. So again, shout out Kyle and Toast TV, Spoonie, Jacob also, of course. They do a midnight stream every night, YouTube Source Network, and again, it's very similar to the show. It's probably better, right? Because there's more opinions, and they're earlier. I still think I'm doing a fine job for a one-man band, but and this is why I leave the show picks up from the night before. One, we're all very good at what we do because you go check right now. Like I said them last night. I had them up this morning. Like, for me to be lying about this would be a little weird. Did any of those moves? I literally don't think there's a single move on the board that we weren't in front of. This is part of the fucking ranting and raving I was doing coming into the season. I thought we were going to make $1 million a piece trying to capture CLV and prediction markets, but they got the finger in the coolie because it all gets lost in the fees. Now, if I was a little more diligent or maybe had a young apprentice, we would be on the totals. Again, that's where you want to do it. That's what I wanted to mention. There's been a ton of that. Now, in an example like this game, even the move from even money to minus 120, the fees fucking suck up that entire shit. It's almost not worth the risk. But it does appear, if and when we're ahead of the number, you might be able to flip that before the game happens. Now, I wonder if anyone can see the obvious fork in the road that we're getting to. Okay. You place a bet at midnight. You're on, whatever, 7.5. You wake up in the morning, it's 08 and it's juiced, right? Like today, we've had a move and it's starting to get juicied. Do you flip it and capture the free profit? Or what I've been deciding, because again, people were asking, and I don't want you to think like, oh, I was trying to snake oil sell. It just, the numbers didn't work out to push the project forward. That's got to be part of it. The same way I do the combine, I was doing the work. I was making the trades. It just wasn't there. What I should say is it wasn't there often enough to be viable as a trading strategy pre-flop, right? Cashing out before the game happens. Point being, if you're in front of that line movement, 7.5 to 8, 8 to 7.5, whatever the direction is, it doesn't happen often enough to not fucking make the bet. You want those bets. You're ahead of closing on value. You want those bets. Last night, every play, and the boys gave me they were twisting my fucking nuts on a couple of them, but it's not even like I am so smart. It's part of the program, right, is understanding what the market uses and getting in front of them, right? That's part of it. It's part of this thing of ours. And every fucking total we were on moved. So another part of, like, if I didn't like the slate last night, I definitely don't like it with all the new prices, but go check it. If you're ever wondering, like, how much could it move overnight? Look at the numbers that I had. Those are all live lines, and they were all big books. You know how I fucking roll. And now look at those prices. The majority of them are gone. Or if anything, 20 cents, 25 cents, and you're like, ooh, all of a sudden you're thinking about like a different attack plan. So shout out to the, Sauce Boys feasting on worm meat, right? Early bird catches the fucking worm. Just remember, man, it's not madness.
This is Sparta!
It is fucking Sparta. So give me Cleveland, probably on the F5 or maybe the under. But again, I just don't want to pay the juice, and I would have much preferred it at even money than minus 120. Next up, Sonny Gray on the bump for the Red Sox. Red Laundry are 104 dogs down in Queens to face Nolan John McClain looking to die hard at City. And the Let's Go Mets go minus 125 at the crib. I mean, that number's actually moved from this morning, right? So, okay. Anything you see in the show pick list, if it says Sauce show picks, right? Those are last night's, those are old lines. The money lines on ours, I re-rack. That's from, 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever. So just from 7 a.m., we've had a lot of action coming on the Mets, and I'm not seeing it. You can see my pick was to the under. Something else I was talking about, let's just do it really, 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 really quick. And Kyle's the fucking man. In another world, me and him have more time to do this shit. He's really fucking sharp. His best quality is you could see him actively listening And then he says a lot with very little. I'll say a lot, and then he'll manage to kind of get all the main stuff. He really is fantastic. So my beef, and this is with myself. He rightfully called me out. Right, again, I'm taking my L's in public here. As smart as I am, I've been a successful bettor for a very long time, minus last season, first year of Substack, but whatever. We talk about I don't like to go under. I did it before. F5U4 is a little low for me. Why? What's the model? What's the price? And what do you have modeled? Why is it too low for you? The answer is I'm an idiot. I'm a pussy, and fairly unattractive. It's hard for me to get over it. Now, again, I still prefer the 7.5 to the 4. That goes into something else he helped correct me on, which is avoiding the blow up that blows the F5, but allows you to get the full game under. We've experienced that and made unders kind of profitable. We've been more profitable in the full game ones. Had a bunch that would have busted F5. But what I'm getting at here is how many games finish under 7.5? The other day when I ran this exercise, it was like fucking 9 games. We're under 7.5. But here I am going, I don't know, 7.5 is a little low. How about this? 7.5 is not the great example because a lot of lines do come out at 7.5. There are today. How about 6 and under? 6 and under. Yesterday we had Cubs Orioles. We had the Sox on Sox violence. We had the A's game. We had the Phillies game. We had Arizona. So what was that? I think were there 13 yesterday? So 5 out of 13. 5 out of 13 games, 6 runs are under. One night, mind you. Now, we'll keep that in mind and ask yourself, how many games all season have been posted at an 0.6? We may have had 1. 6.5 stick out. So, and I'm not going to say 35% of all the games finish under a 5. But let's call it 10%. Let's call it 12%. Anyway, let's go between 8 and 12. I feel confident. I don't have the data. I would like to remember to do that. I don't know if I have the means to do that. I got to find out who does. So if we know 12% of the games will finish under a line that is never posted, what does that tell you? Bet fucking unders. I'm not saying like blanket bet, but bet them. Bet them. Why am I such a fucking pussy? Bet them. I'm like speaking to myself, but I'm also speaking to you right now. For real, man. I mean it. That's that's the lesson I'm trying to take from this year, and it's part of. I don't like this slate. Why? Because my model's telling me to go under 7.5. Why not? Why can't you do that? I don't allow myself to do that. In fact, it's very rare I go under 7.5. I almost want to say I may have never done it. It's just what it is. So Gray's been awesome. I was mentioning on the show yesterday, he's like reinvented himself with lower velo, with command and control. He's been fucking awesome. He's like a contact pitcher now. There was a time Gray was a strikeout pitcher with the filthiest slider. Now he's like, whatever. Now he's a contact guy. 93 zone contact, but 48 ground ball, 30 hard hit, just 10 home runs in 90 innings. I can't believe 90 innings of a 94 zone contact. You have fucking 10 home runs allowed. Awesome stuff. He's been excellent. So is Nolan John McClain. He's dying hard like a motherfucker right now. He's been excellent. I also think he's got the big arm talent in the pedigree where he could have a whole nother level. So I think both these pitchers kind of nose to nose. McClain has really struggled at home, cleaned up the act the last 30. Gray's been ace level last 30. Keep that in mind. While you're paying minus 140 for a Mets team, that is like, I mean, they're okay. They're winning some games, and the offense is starting to hit. Right, you can see a little red on the board. Last 14 versus righties. Red Sox kind of struggling a little bit. However, I think the last 7's been strong for both of them. They're both starting to leg up. Boston is looking really good last 7. I'm not sure I want to fuck with this. I think I like Boston to win because of the price, not because I have them, by 0.02. You had them winning, guy tells you. But the answer for me here is if both teams are modeled below 3 3/4, the distribution curve is screaming to go under the 7.5. Will I have the fucking balls to go under the 7.5? I don't know. After that rant, you'd certainly hope so, but probably not. Fucking human nature, yo. Next up, Aaron Savali on the bump for the Atleticos. Oh, I'm sorry. I think, I know, I'm sorry. I know. We're getting Jacob Wilson is going to go. Let me just derail just for a second. Let's see his workload rehab, like where he's at. I'm not even sure where he's at. Oh, Wilson, what an idiot. Jacob Lopez. Jacob Lopez. Funny, they did just reinstate Jacob Wilson also with the thumb. Okay, so yeah, Lopez is set to open today. I'm not even sure when the last time he pitched. Just a second here. Oh, he. This is unusual. So he made his return from the IL. He pitched 3 days ago. He went 3 innings and gave up 4 runs. So that's a little bit unusual. He threw 63 pitches and got fucking blown up. So A's are looking to do the lefty thing, apparently. Again, just one more second. Projected lineup. Yeah. Oh, Murakami is back. There's your answer. Okay, so the A's are going to try and battle Antonacci, and Murakami, Kyle Teal, Benintendi, Montgomery, all lefties. Brady Montgomery switches it around too. So they're going to probably see what they can get from Lopez. Meaning, like, if he gives you a 9-pitch first, maybe he goes 2 before they make the move to Savali, who's really fucking struggling again. Whatever, especially with a bouncy ball. Not that the A's knew that we were going to get a little bit of a bouncy ball coming, especially with the hot weather. But Savali is like the wrong guy in that environment. And then Sean Burke's been awesome for the White Sox. It's just kind of crazy to see the White Sox, who were like the worst fucking white dog shit licking team in the league. They're minus 170 favorites, and it's like, how the fuck is that possible? I mean, and the A's offense is great. I think they're great. I think they have the potential to be great. I'm not kidding. And you can see on the spreadsheet, it's all blue. It's all cold because they're really hurt. They're all injured. You know, they've lost just their entire offense. Yes, Wilson is a nice piece, but he's like your slap hitter guy. Soderstrom is back a couple days. You know, maybe he's okay. Even Langoliers missed a couple days, hurt, and I'm not sure he's been good the last couple days. I had just mentioned that with Vinny P, right? You gotta, just because the guy's in the lineup doesn't mean you're getting everything you expected. Cal Raleigh was like that too. The guys haven't fucking hit. Some guys come back and they're still hurt. So, man, I think we like the White Sox to cover, and I think the White Sox are actually a pretty good blend bet for today. Go figure, man. Right, who else did we like up top? There was definitely a couple, right, because we were talking run lines. You know, maybe Baltimore is a fucking blend bet. I can get with that. Yeah, maybe Baltimore. We like that. Atlanta is another one. It's going to be a price-dependent thing, how we're able to kind of piece all this shit together. Let's move it on. Next up, my boy Hunter Charlie Brown. Good grief, on the bump for the Astros. He opened up at minus 130. I was like, what the fuck is this line? I actually did the Caruso thing. They're on the road in the Lone Star State to face Cal Quantrill and the Rangers. Cal Quantrill's produced, and I don't like, listen, you're going to hear if you listen to any baseball content today, like, right, this is like MLB Network, Filter Queen type stuff. He got 2.45 ERA, a .91 whip, and we're like, look deep into my eyes. Go fuck yourself. What are you talking about? It's fucking Cal Quantrill. Anybody could put together games. This guy has one of the worst four-seamers in the game. He doesn't get strikeouts. He doesn't get walks. He is fucking feeding the fucking zone. It's like batting practice. He's just been very lucky. 85 left on base, 188 BABIP, and a 10 homer to fly ball, despite 56% fly ball and a 12% barrel. Quantrill should get his fucking, shit pushed in. You ever have your shit pushed in, bro? He should get fucked. Brown, this feels like an overreaction to Brown's one bad start. He's off the rehab. He had 3 good ones out of the box. I think Brown is fine. He looked good to me. I think Quantrill is fucking ass. We like the Astros bullpen. To me, this was a misprice at the open. I wish I had jumped on it. Rangers bullpen turning it back into the pumpkin we thought they might be, just kind of based on the arm talent out there. So, Houston's another blend bet also. Maybe I'll come up with 2 blenders today. I got to see if we have another one. The other favorites, like later on, we'll get to the Giants. If you're paying minus 170 for that one, you're fucking clinically fucking insane. Like you have problems, and not like the way that a lot of us have problems, like the good type of problems. Like when you're the fucking autist that helps keep your house clean and shit, and you're very good at balancing your budget. This is like the bad type, So yeah, give me Brown in the pen. I'm on the bounce back. I just think that arm talent is too crazy. I'm just not there. And again, Texas, had the bullpen emoji as well. Jacob Latz threw 41 pitches yesterday. So it's very rarely that you'll see somebody on the report with a single day. I don't think he's pitching, man. 41 pitches is a fucking haul. Then Gray 2 of 3, Alexander 2 of 3, and Wynn 2 of 3. Texas is, I don't know where they get the critical outs I just don't know where they come from, how deep is Qualtrics going to go. So I think I think Houston gets there and just be patient if it doesn't happen early. Qualtrics also really struggled versus lefties. Jordan Alvarez should, again, ream him out today. Grayson Rodriguez on the bump for the Halos. They're plus 109 down in Minnesota to face my dude, Zebby Matthews. I mean, the Twins, have been my favorite F5 bet all year. They totally fit the mold. They have good pitching. Joey Ryan even comes in at discounts. We got him at plus money against the Yankees. The Aaron Judgeless Yankees should not have been a favorite to Joe Ryan in the Twins F5. The Twins bullpen is the major hang-up, I still think they can do it. I still think they win games, and I've had a couple of sharps in my DM talk about that. Got people that don't really like the first five. They don't like being under the gun. Usually you get a better price in the full game. I get all that stuff. Again, if you were going to fade anybody, it'd probably be the Twins, but the Angels suck so bad. Maybe not. Zebby is clearly the better pitcher here. Grayson Rodriguez at one time was kind of highly touted. Here was my argument. It's pretty simple. The Angels suck. The Angels suck. There are, we call them the sneeches. I don't know if anyone has got little kids out there or was a Dr. Seuss fan. The sneeches on beaches, right? You go in the machine without a star, you come out with a fucking star in your belly. This is like the Yusei Kikuchi postulate. John LeGay says Yusei Kikuchi theorem. Kikuchi was ass, right? And the Astros, who are good with pitching, identified something, brought him in midstream, immediately corrected him. The Angels give him the bag, let him do whatever he wants. I covered it on the hood. He's just doing completely different shit. The Angels don't care. They don't, it's very progressive over there. And he's terrible again. The sneeches on beaches are without stars in LA. So a lot of times to me, it's just that simple. That there might be arm talent with Grayson Rodriguez, but we're not going to uncover it until he leaves that fucking cursed ball, that cursed team. I mean, he's been brutal. And again, Zebby, I think, has been very good. And it's been better as of late, if I'm not mistaken. The expected array is kind of spiked. Hold on. Let me see what's going on now. Whenever I trip myself up, or make a misclaim, we're going to go to the videotape and figure out just what's going on. And if I'm buying my own bullshit, maybe I'll come around. Again, I talk about it all the time. Nobody looks at more of this shit than I do. Right? We put the fucking Sauron's eye on this shit every fucking day. All right, I'm not really buying it. Again, there were two gigantic blow-ups a month ago that spoiled the season-long stuff. And then he gave up 4 at the Yankees. That was a tough one. It was the home runs and the walks. Right before that, he had a money start when 7 gave up 2 at Texas. Quality start, 6 gave up 2 versus the Dodgers. Then went into Houston, 7 gave up 1, walked 1, struck out 7. I'm actually looking to buy the dip here on Zebster. Let me get a live price for you. Ooh, it's minus 130 for the F5. Me no likey. Although it's minus 135 full game. If you're offering me the same exact price full game in F5 for the Twins, then I think I am going to default back to the F5. Why not accept a discount on that bullpen? I mean, have the Angels been bad? The Angels have actually been good, that pen, but it's a little fugazi. It's a little fugazi. I don't think anyone is out there beating the drum for the Angels bullpen. Next up, my boy Chris Sale in the bump for the Bravo was minus 200 down in St. Louis under the arch in the hot weather to face Kyle Leahy. Standard kind of shellacking. Sale, very, very good. Leahy, kind of not so much. I know somebody's out there, touting a 386 ERA. You can't have a 386 ERA with a 145 whip. It doesn't work that way. Again, he's another just awful four-seamer that he throws entirely too much. No swing and miss, doesn't get the cold stuff over, doesn't induce chases or win in zone, and then he's up and getting barreled. There's a lot of luck going on here for Leahy. I think he's going to get fucking smoked. Now, he's been very good at home. The K's have never there. But Sale, one of the best road arms in the fucking league. The Cardinals have been okay versus lefties. They have. But again, it's not pristine. And I think that's what you need. I think you have to be a really good offense to be on Sale. I think they're not quite there. I think They're good enough. When you make mistakes, they will pound you. You know, the youngsters there. I think Sale is going to have the moxie. I think the old man kind of reigns supreme. Braves offense has been kind of hot ass, but they are doing the things we want to do to beat Lay, right? Above average zone contact, pulling hard hit balls, getting barrels, lots of homers, lots of doubles. And I think that's the pathway to success. Plus, we have the easy edge in the bullpen. Braves over Cardinals. I think we got to go for the cover here. You know, I like the offer. Funny, there's been money coming in on the Cards. That again, that line was this morning, minus 198. That was off DK. I like to use DK because they have bad prices. Again, just really quick shout. People see it up on the board. People see it in the emails. I've been promoting my bookie like a fucking degenerate. I don't get anything. I think we both get some like free Laurel World cash or whatever, but like I don't work for them. I'm just promoting them because their prices are way better than everyone else. Hit me up for a referral. They're available in all 50 states, and there's another good reason to be using them. Wink, wink. But they have great prices. They also have they have alt totals. They have alt F5 stuff. They have K ladders and reception ladders once NFL hits, and those prices are much better than DK and FD. Not that you want to be hitting jackpot stuff on those books, but they're going to take your fucking money. I don't know. We have a bunch of new listeners. I don't know if anyone is aware this one. We could do this one fucking quick. This one even caught me by surprise. Why I hate the American books and fucking lick my ass. Give me an offshore with crypto every fucking day of the week, twice on fucking Sunday. Brooks was starting to put out hitter strikeout props. Two-way markets. So under strikeouts were on the menu. And under strikeouts is an interesting play, right? Players are trying not to do it. Pitchers are not always trying to do it. Right? They just want the out. Guys also get pitch hit for. They're very hard to handicap. My numbers were so far off from the books. I was literally on this show, that had to be 3 years ago at this point. But you could look up my name and did a thing on Twitter. Put the quotes. It'll show you in the tweet. It has all of the receipts and everything. Because I woke up and said, oh shit, I think I did a thing. It had come up. I wish I had the original quote. It's buried somewhere in the annals of my show. I think at the time I said, give me 3 weeks. We're going to break their fucking back or they're going to take this market down. And kind of a little bit of both happened. I was just running experimentals. Again, you're doing all this work. I didn't want to be like highly levered on a market I didn't have an edge in. So I was kind of, put a fucking buck on all the parlay or whatever, just whoever popped up. Oh, because as I was finding, this guy's mispriced. This guy's mispriced. I was marking them on the betting sheet. And then you have this tab open. And it's like, well, if I bet $1, I'm going to hit for fucking 12K. And I did. We bashed them for a fucking like 11,500 to 1 odds. And at the time, Steve Fezzik, who we were talking about the other day, said it was the biggest odd ticket he had like ever seen hit before. I mean, that's 11,500 to 1. And of course, they took that market down. They put it back up this year, and I had the fucking devil horns. I was starting to cap it again. I had a feeling they were going to pull it, and they pulled the market down. So you can go over strikeouts, but you can't go under. Let's keep an eye out for those, though. If anyone sees that shit pop up, even briefly, holler at me. We want to fucking mange on that shit. We're getting plus money on like number 9 hitters that get pitch hit for. It's a fucking wild market. Again, that's why they took it down. But yeah, 1,000 ways to skin a cat without scratching his asshole. Give me the Braves. You're getting plus money on the run line, which, again, I like. I was surprised when I saw, again, my minus 198 is now a minus 170. I would wait on the Braves. If people are going to be paying for the Cardinals, let the line fucking drop. We'll be right there to scoop that bitch up. Yeah? Again, remember, CLV in MLB on money lines, not nearly as important as football. I have no problem going against CLV in baseball because the thinking is, let's say these games only happen once a week, we might see the same kind of pendulum swing that we see in NFL. After a week of NFL, the pendulum has had enough time to swing back and forth and have water find its fucking level. Oh, yeah. Shout out TV, baby. Next up, Shane Bieber fever driving all the Canadian girls wild, throwing maple-scented underwear up on the stage. He's even money on the road in San Diego to face JP Sears coming off like the fucking game of his life. And the Fire Talks there, minus 120. I'm out. This was one of the total games. This one opened at 7.5. I was like making the stupid face that I do sometimes. And it was correct, or at least at the time, the assertion was correct because that total's now gone to a hard 8. And now I don't know if I want to need the 9th run to get there. So one of the plays that if we had this one, which we did, people that jumped on it are really loving it. There's a huge difference between 7.5 and 8. A tremendous difference. I think all the 7.5s are gone now. How would you like MGM is up to 8.5? Motherfucker, I said that on the show last night. And I think I might have gotten a chuckle. So something to be said for the strength of the model. We're killing it right now. The model is fucking killing it right now. However, I've been pumping the brake on totals. Totals are fucking really difficult in general, 50-50 both ways, but we also have the questions about the ball and extra carry, and I like to bet under, so if we're worried about carry, then you can see why I've been a little bit worried. I'm fine going over these totals that I think are too low, but now that's really corrected a lot in real time. Man, shit. Wouldn't you love to have a full run on prediction markets? Beavers kind of sucked. Maybe Sears shoves, but Toronto's been bad against lefties. Like, there's a lot of mixed signals here. I'm not looking to challenge. And I mean, Bieber at the end of the day is a talented guy. I just didn't think he's part of a 7.5 total game. Next up, Erod, Eduardo Rodriguez on the bump for the Snakes with shapes on their back. He's a 214 underdog. Holy shit, man. And granted, I'm not buying the outputs. He's against Shohei Ohtani, minus 266. There's a part of the reason. However, and again, I'm the first person to say, fuck your 225 ERA and your 116 whip if you have a 8.5 KBB, 8.5 walk rate, 8 swinging strike, sub 25 CSW is terrible. However, come on, man, we got to do a little bit of the subjective moxie, right? Old man on the bump, just out there fucking throwing strikes, baby. Getting weak ground balls, just 10 home runs through 188 innings. Say what you want about the underpinning stuff, and I usually do. He's produced. Hard to front on that. I mean, he's been great at home. He's been great on the road. The last 30 days, it's all output. 153 ERA and a 109 whip. The indicators are over 5, and the KBB's sitting at 5 also. So you could see why there's a worry. But all of that and some, I think, is baked into the price. At nighttime, F5 listings are very shaky. So the one I could find was a plus 1.5, minus 145. Which, again, I think it's like hard to give 2 runs, F5. You could also get, this is on my bookie, they have a F5 run line, getting the half run at plus 140. Yo, man, that is fucking juicy. Plus 140 to play to a tie through 5. And Ohtani's been good. But he's given up some runs lately. I think 4 earned runs in 3 of 4 or something like that. It's just whether or not you like the Arizona offense. I kind of meh on them. Good discipline. They're starting to lift and pull, so maybe the spreadsheet is starting to shake. And brighter days on the horizon. There is talent up top, at least. But, again, when you're betting against the Dodgers, while they're hitting, they've hit lefties very well. Though I think Rodriguez has been good against them historically. A lot of mixed signals, but damn, that fucking price to tie through 5 is just so juicy. It is so juicy. Let's bring up the algo really quick. Where are we on this? It's probably like no. Again, we are a full run on the F5. The model not buying the Dodgers because they've hit lefties with all the underpinning stuff. So will I end up on it? Probably not, but it is really fucking interesting. All right, last but not least, before we do the last game, thank you so much for, picking up what I'm putting down, everybody. I really do appreciate you using the fucking goats, man. It means the fucking world. Fucking charge. Everybody in there, again, comments just piling up. Really appreciate everybody. Damn Thief, Westbury, Carolina Daddy, No Blocks, B Rose, called you out already. Man, this is so sharp. This is better than don't get me wrong. I love a good John is funny, John is great. Man, that's okay. What I prefer is this back and forth fireworks. I see what's going on, Trent and Sam. I love the back and forth here. There's a lot of really good stuff there about. It's again. I appreciate it. I really appreciate being the jumping off point. But I'll tell you what, this is a little corny also, but it's the truth. I also appreciate, I don't want to be like a blind follow. I don't want that. This was never, ever intended to be that. I don't treat the model that way. I IKB it sometimes. I fade it other times. Right? It happens. So to have people that are smart and winning use this as a starting point, a jumping off point to see new angles. And again, I think that's another place where the time saved really helps you. If you haven't seen it, check out the Twitter feed. Look at the pitching sheets. Look at the algo sheet on the video. If you haven't listened and you're doing the audio thing, scroll. You don't even have to watch the fucking video. You can press the like button while you're there. But just scroll through it. I show you the tools. Where are you getting this kind of fucking setup so cheap, 7 days a week? It's just there. I know people, and I see it in the. I get DMs and feedback on Substack with subscriptions and stuff all the time. Of I was spending 90 minutes a day doing something similar. I was spending 2.5 hours every day setting everything up the way that I like. I've had some people say I was spending more than that, except they'll say, "Man, and I wish you had this one thing." If I got it, the next day it's up, brother. That's why this is so fucking good, because sharp players ask me what they'd like to see. So, again, sorry to be so shamelessly self-promoting, but the Friday show does you pretty well after I'm on the network. And, I'd love for people to sign up. It's really fucking awesome. It really means the world. And, I'm out here trying to burn the candle on both ends. Speaking of which, full re-rack of the football yesterday. So those best ball, if you're doing the best ball stuff with us, I would re-upload rankings. I did a full reset. It's mostly at the back end. I'm not, really. I've changed. I shift, but you're not changing your opinions too much up top. The back is really starting to form, right? So I did a lot of work after 150. Guys that are jumping up, guys that are dropping. Because I've done over 100 drafts. I was going to say 125. I'm not sure if I'm at 125. I'm a hand drafter. I've done that. I test my rankings. I've done them on every site. So like my fucking hand is down in the fucking dirt. Make no mistake. Speaking of down in the dirt. All right, last but not least, Tanner Gordon on the bump for the Rocks on the road. Plus 140 dog against Robbie Ray and the Gigantes. San Francisco Treats are minus 170 at home. Okay, so I have Colorado modeled for an outright win, and that was due to, again, our good friends at the Source Network. Would you believe I stepped on a very obvious rake of not kind of considering Tanner Gordon as two pitchers, home and road? It's like the first mistake you can make. I was just carrying narrative stuff. You could see 332 ERA, 126 whip, and a almost 20 KBB on the road. Gordon's actually been pretty decent. Let's get under the hood for Gordon. I'm curious what the Arsenal makeup is. I think I might have looked in the past, but I don't remember. All right, so let's see. Our guy, Tanner Gordon, big-time righty. Kind of lowish velo. Meh spin, meh extension, but he gets a lot of whiffs in the four-seamer. I wonder if he gets a ton of arm side run. He gets a lot of arm side run. Not a lot of IVB, but that's what's been the carrying tool. But then he has a lot of stuff that the boomer in me loves, right? Pulling the throttle on the changeup, 10 miles an hour down to the changeup. Decent spin difference, not great, but he does get a lot of drop. We'd like to see more whiffs, but the slider is produced as a pretty decent pitch. So, it's good, but not great. Ray is the thing I worry about. I kind of worry about Ray. I just don't think he should be this kind of favorite. Walking guys the way he is without the breaking stuff. And the Rockies' offense is good. I mean, and they've hit lefties pretty well. I guess the power stuff is lacking and some swing and miss. So, give me Ray strikeouts, but also the Rockies team total. I didn't check the Rockies team total. Oh, I think that's my bet. Rockies are 3.5, minus 115. I think that's the play that I like. I think that's the one I like. All right, so that'll do it. Let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it. I give every fucking thing I got every day, right? I put it all out there. And maybe some of you just listen to the show. Maybe it's worth it anyway. I know the show is free, and again, we've gotten enough support for me to be able to keep the show free. So for the people that do support it, you are the fucking shit, man. Let me know if there's any way I can make this even better for you. The door swings both ways. But yeah, if you'd like to support the show, hop in the Substack. We're gonna get monetized soon. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. I think we're at 885 subs. We need a little bit more than 100. At 1,000, you probably get a 12-cent check. But we will be monetized. Then people could send super chats. I'm never, ever going to fucking beg for that. I swear I will never ask for one. But yo, people find it in the goodness of their heart to do it. Again, shout out Pooch, sending me and the fam to a fucking Yankee game, front row, bottom deck. Like, man, fucking respect. And I've had people say, oh, gosh, it's just crazy. I've been getting that message because we're doing really well. The model's been fucking printing. Kev, last night, I'm gonna put up that screenshot in a few minutes. People are just killing, and some people play at a high level, and I'm like, dude, you paid for itself like day one. I want to fucking contribute to the cause, so I appreciate it. I really do. It means the world. Yeah, hit me up. Let me know. Enjoy the weekend. And leave me the fuck alone after Sunday. I'm going to get data out for you Sunday. I'll put up a V1 of the model, but I'll be gone. I'll be country roads. Take me fucking home. Get me the hell out of here. Oh, man, I cannot wait to unplug. I'm really starting to feel the burn of... It's got to be 110 days in a row where I haven't missed a single day because we've even done the Sunday waiver pod. And again, the data is every day no matter what. So the big man could use a little fucking disconnect. I'm probably going to do some football notes anyway. Just kind of informal, but that's how I like to do my fantasy football writing. I think the day of like the structured article, people still like it. Somebody's clicking on it because people pay me to do it, and I put a lot of effort into it. I think the personal note style is really what works because the numbers don't speak as much. They need so much more nuance, and I think it's little arguments that do it. So, all right, let's get the hell out of here. Enjoy the games, enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this freaking hard, winning feels a lot less like luck, yo. Appreciate you all, man.